Hello world, Shelly here, and it's time for another episode of Foundation Fest, and today I am checking out from Basma, a brand at Sephora. This is, what is the name of this? The Foundation Stick for Hydrating Buildable Coverage and Natural Finish. Alright, retails for $40 for 0.22 ounces or 6.3 grams of product. Y'all, this is getting 4.7 out of 5 stars with 190 reviews. Comes in 40 different shades. I've got it in shade, which is like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like the 8th lightest shade, 33, which is light with cool undertones. It's good for uneven texture. They describe it as being best for dry combo and normal skin. Note the exclusion of oily. Natural finish and hydrating. So this is as they describe. Let me go. Give me the details. This is a buttery soft, buildable, and lightweight foundation stick that evens out skin tone and leaves your skin with a natural glow. They describe it as full coverage. The highlighted ingredients, we've got aloe vera extract for supporting collagen production and visibly improving elasticity in the skin, vitamin E, an antioxidant that facilitates skin hydration, and apricot butter, which helps nurture, revitalize, and soften skin. I must say, I love me some apricot butter when I make soap, so hopefully it's just as lovely in a foundation. It is vegan, it is cruelty-free, no parabens, formaldehydes, phthalates, mineral oil. They got the whole list of all the things it does not have, which is awesome, and it has less than 1% of synthetic fragrance. So let's take a look at shade 33 swatched against a few others in my collection. Swatch time. First up is today's foundation from Basma, the Foundation Stick in shade 33. Ooh, I like this undertone on this one. Second up is Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place in 1C1 Cool Bone. Third up is MAC Studio Sculpt in NW15. And last I've got from Wet n Wild, the Tinted Hydrator in Fair. I've already cleansed, moisturized, and sunscreened this 48-year-old face. They do recommend priming and moisturizing for your skin type, so I have primed with the Calories So Blown Primer. Of course I've moisturized. You know me and my dry skin. I will go in on one side of my face with a damp sponge. Alright, check this out. This sponge is from EcoTools. First time I'm using it. It's a freshie. And it is compostable. Huh. Plant-based compostable sponge. We'll see. We'll see. I'm impressed so far. Other side of my face, I'll use my BK Beauty 101 Dense Foundation Brush. They also say that you can set this with powder. I'm not going to do that very likely. Let's take a look at what we got going on here. Oh, so pretty fresh. Fresh foundation stick. Alright, let's try the sponge side first. Wow, that shade is almost so perfect on me, it like disappeared right into my skin. Well, you can see it against my redness, of course. It disappeared right into my face. I think I did alright with this random guess of a shade. You just never know. Now, I usually don't like blending stick foundation with a sponge because I feel like it's harder to blend. But we'll give it a whirl. I do like how this sponge feels. It's almost a little more dense, but a little more smooth on the surface. Does that make sense? That's what this sponge feels like. And I'm liking it. It feels lovely. The thing with sponges on sticks, you kind of have to like drag a little bit more. I like to pounce with a sponge. I'm not into the whole drag with a sponge thing. I'm just going to draw some more on here. Because that is not going to be enough coverage. I have a feeling we're going to end up going back over this with the old brush. But let's just get a look at what it looks like. In case you're going for that super light coverage. Yeah, I mean, it's nice for super light coverage if you're just going for a quick super light out the door face. I am getting a little bit of redness correction. And you know, they were basically describing this as evening out texture and tone. It is doing some nice smoothing on my texture beyond what the primer. The primer basically smooths my pores. It really doesn't do a whole lot for my texture. The foundation is doing that. Yeah, pretty light. Let's try the brush side and see what we got going on here. I kind of like drawing pictures on my face. It's kind of fun. I'm not noticing any fragrance to this. I know they said it's got less than 1% of synthetic fragrance, so there's probably some fragrance in here. I don't really smell anything. Yeah, it's a little bit higher coverage with the brush. Cat hair, alert, cat hair. I have a little bit of peeling skin going on this side of my face today, as has been the case for a couple months now, and I can't figure it out. I'm just gonna build some coverage here, y'all. Let's build some coverage. Oh, should we use it as concealer? Let's just do the whole thing, shall we? This has a really smooth feeling to it. It's not greasy in any way, and it's not super emollient, but it feels smooth. Like, you know how silk feels smooth? It's that kind of smooth. It feels really nice going on the skin. Like, it just has that smooth without being slick. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm saying, so how do you know what I'm saying? Oh, my brush just made my peelies on my forehead start showing up, dagnabbit. That's the downside of a brush when you got peelies going on. This cat hair will not go. My goodness. It is clinging just a little bit to the edges of peeling skin, but not too bad. I just dug my fingernail into the stick, so I might as well use what I dug up on my nostril, because that's why I was reaching for the stick in the first place, to get that nostril. Alright, let's blend it out where I have it as concealer. Alright. Yeah, I don't think this would ever be full coverage in my world, but that phrasing also tends to vary greatly based on who is saying it. I'm just gonna spot check some areas of coverage that I don't get very well with my brush. I'm actually gonna take it in my inner corners of my eyes too, because I feel like this is hydrating enough that it's not gonna go cakey on me, which that area of my eyes can look really heavy. It's part of why I got away from using concealer in the first place, because that area just cakes up so easily. Let's get that dark spot, my blood vessel, and let's try to cover up my little sunspots just a little bit more and see. Ziva, you have to go. All right. I think that's where I'm gonna leave it. Should we zoom in, get a look at what's going on here? So, part of the problem might be just the fact that I am peely today. But I did yesterday test a foundation that was absolutely gorgeous on my peelies, but not all foundations can be that way. It feels really nice, but in some spots, I feel like it is sitting on top of the skin, on my sides of my cheeks. So I'm going to try and give it a little bit of finger massage to hopefully get the warmth of my skin going, to hopefully maybe help it melt down into the skin. I would call this pretty light coverage. Like, you know, it is correcting a little bit of redness, it is hiding a little bit of sunspots, but it's not even up to medium. I would not even call this medium. I would call it light coverage. It does have a little bit of satin reflect to it, which is nice in terms of the finish. So it doesn't look dry. It's not dewy, I wouldn't go so far as to say it's, heavily reflective, but it has a nice, natural, soft finish. I don't think on an everyday basis I would build this up. I think I would use this as a quick sheer sort of out the door kind of a stick, just because of the fact that the coverage isn't coming, and as I built it up it got more prone to clinging to the edges of peeling skin. So I think I would wear this as a lighter coverage foundation. But let's check the time. Where is my phone? It is 1:04 p.m. Let me go put the rest of my face on. I will be right back. Back with the Basma Foundation Stick. This one's doing something interesting in that I feel like as it has warmed up to my body temperature, sort of melted into the skin, I'm losing a little bit of the coverage, like the redness correction. So my chin has gotten a little more red, and I feel like the spots along the side of my mouth that tend to have some redness to them are kind of getting their redness back. So maybe that's like part of it sinking into the skin and kind of giving you that light veil of coverage, but the coverage that I had applied is kind of vanishing as it sets into my skin. Now, the upside is that the peeling skin that I've got, the edges are less noticeable as it has sort of warmed up and kind of settled down. So they do recommend, and maybe this is, I thought it was odd in the instructions, there was a section where it said to reapply over time. Let's see. And I was like, why would you? Yeah, to build coverage, reapply foundation in the areas. Blend. No, it says that's not it. That's not it. Somewhere I read to reapply over time. Yeah, repeat as needed. It was a. I can't find it. I can't find it. But I was like, that's a strange instruction. So, like, does this kind of, like, sink into your skin and disappear and you have to add more throughout the day? If that's the case, that is not something I'm here for. I know I put on a full face of makeup, but I am very low maintenance with my makeup. I put it on and I go out the door, and I don't really touch it again until ever. I wash it off at night. Like, I will touch up my lip gloss or my lipstick, maybe. That's part of why I like lip gloss so much, because it's very low maintenance, and if I don't have time to check a mirror, then I don't have to worry about it. But so that loss of coverage thing is strange. We'll see if that continues throughout the day. I've got some exciting things on my face to tell you about. Well, so you've already seen me use the Coastal palette from Alter Ego. It is the Huda Beauty Rose Quartz dupe. But I'm using this in combination with my second Sephora order arrived. And Tati was totally hyping these Sephora charged up liquid eyeshadows. So this is one of the shimmer ones. It is the shade Lightning. And so that is in my inner third of my eye. And then on top of the center of my eye, this turned out just how I hoped it would. I got these at Sephora yesterday. The Profusion Bling It On Glitter Eyeliner. And so I got a couple of these. This is the one I'm using today. It's like a holographic glitter in an opalescent kind of a base. Now they're eyeliners, so like the brush is like super tiny, like an eyeliner brush. But I just brushed it onto the center of my lid, and I'm in love with myself, is what's happening right there. I also got this shade, which is like looks like a bronze with like sort of gold and silver and reddish flecks in it. So I'm very excited about that. The other two, these are the three of the Sephora ones that I got. Two are similar, one's more cool toned. I got Lightning, Striking, and All Night for those Sephora glitter shadows. She was saying they're like even better than the Stilas, and all my Stila glitters, every time I open one up to use it, it's basically dried out, but they're several years old now, so I mean, of course they are. But it still makes me sad. So anyway, so that's what's happening on the eyes. My mascara is the Lawless. My brows are, of course, Lawless. Teddy Bear Pencil and the Soft Brow Wax in medium dark, and then the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze. I did go a little bit freehand with these brows. I don't know what I was doing. I started drawing on my face, and I'm like, what am I even doing right now? So my brows are a little bit like, loud and proud today. My face, you will not be surprised, Heat Wave Bronzer from Flower Beauty, Color Street Blush in Diva, and the Merit Bounce Day Glow Stick. My lip is the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat Pencil and Pillow Talk, topped with the Merit Shade Slick Lip Oil in Mapleton. Finally, I can remember what this is called. How many videos did that take? Like, I don't know, 6? I have... I want to talk about you. If you watch my Instagram, you probably saw my stories when I bought these at CVS. This Japanesque eyelash curler, it's the limited edition midnight one. I think I might have found the eyelash curler that is like flat enough to get all my lashes. I'll keep you posted. This was the first time I used it. I liked it. I liked it so far. I also like the sponge so far. I like it. I like it. That's where we're starting out. Gonna go get a sandwich. Gonna go to work. Gonna do a daylight check-in later on, and I'm gonna update you guys at the end of the night, and we'll see how this all turned out. It is 6:37. And I didn't get that. Oh, seriously? I was not talking to you. I went heavy on the bronzer on my forehead, didn't I? Here is where we're at. I think I'd pay attention to down here because I think I went pretty heavy on my bronzer on my forehead. I don't think that's the shade of the foundation. I think it's the bronzer. I think I will definitely wear this one as a one coat sheer as opposed to anything built up. I'm a little dry today. I don't know if it's drying me out just a smidge, but I do like it a little more than I did when I first applied it, so that's good. Because what are we at, like 5 hours-ish now? I had to show you the sky because it looked really cool when I came out. Well, now it doesn't even look cool. Oh well, such is life. Here's where we're at, up close and personal. There you have it. I'll be back tonight. We'll wrap this one. Oh, see now the sun's coming back a little bit. Just a little bit, sun. Hello, sun. It's been raining for days. I will see you guys tonight. 11:24 p.m. I think that puts us around the 10-hour mark. Let's take a look at how the Basma Foundation Stick held up. I think it's just a smidge drying. If you have dry skin, this is probably less of an issue midsummer when there's a lot of humidity in the air if you live in a humid climate. If you have dry skin and live in a dry climate, I think it's just a little bit drying. It held up okay. I did not blow my nose today, so I'm kind of surprised at how much product is missing around my nostrils, but I've also got product wearing away on my chin where it's kind of just bunching up a little bit. Let's zoom in and get a look so you can see what I am seeing. I don't have a lot of coverage left around my mouth and my chin and my nose. And that's kind of just where the product there's little remnants of it sitting on top of the skin. And cheeks, blush bronzer look pretty well still intact. So I would say it's a pretty good base if you're going to use it as like a sheer coverage kind of a thing. But it's a little too clingy to the edges of dry skin. It's clinging to the texture between my eyebrows and the flaking that I've got going on in the center of my forehead just above my nose and eyebrow area there. It's overall, I think I would wear this as a sheer base. If I'm going for like a no makeup kind of a look, I'm just putting a little bit of blush bronzer highlight on, getting out the door. I think I ran into more trouble when I started trying to build this up. But you know, when they say it's going to be full coverage, you gotta try, right? And they call it buildable. I don't think it's very buildable if you've got any kind of peeling or flaking going on. That's where it was like, nope, that's where that became quite visible. So I would say if you have any peeling and flaking going on, go for a sheer application of this. Use it as a no makeup kind of a base, cancel out some of that redness, but I don't think I like it quite so much as a coverage product. I don't think the coverage gets there, and I think it emphasizes things like flaking or peeling skin. So if I had to give a grade to the Basma Foundation Stick, I'm going to go B-. I think in the right situation, it can be a nice product to wear, but it's not going to be your Swiss Army knife, at least not dry, maturing skin that deals with occasional flaking or peeling. And that's who I am. That's what I review. That's the face I am usually wearing. This face right here. So that's where I'm going to go. I'm going to go B-. There you have it. Another episode of Foundation Fest is in the books. If you like foundation reviews, if you had fun with this one, give me a thumbs up down below. Let me know in the comments, what would you like to see next? What do you want me to buy? What do you like? What do you want me to test out? Even if it's not a foundation, just let me know. I keep a running list. I buy stuff whenever I can or whenever the big sales come around. And as always, thanks a lot for taking some time out of your day to geek out over makeup with me. I appreciate your time, and I hope you guys all have an awesome day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.